Hey there YouTube, it's Math Bowler. I'm going to show you a video on how to send some items, TTM, through the mail. Since I'm getting about halfway through the year, I was going to start making videos of my successful returns. I thought I'll go ahead and show a video on how to send these items. Since when I first got into it, I was looking on YouTube and it seemed like it took a while to get right. So I'm going to show you how to send cards, baseballs, photos, magazines. Go ahead and show you all in one big video here. Then the following weeks I'll start showing some of my TTM successes for the year. So a little bit of a different video for you. So first, sending cards, TTM. Sorry, I don't do video editing, so I don't really have any cool music to play in the background in transitions. Maybe I'll sing for the other ones. Why not? No, that's a terrible idea. Sending cards, TTM. So, there's a couple of really good sites out there for sending anything TTM. Sportscollectors.net is amazing. $15 a year. Sportscollectors.net or SportsCollectors.net. I just blanked out a little bit. That's okay. Google it. And Sports Card Forums has a free TTM database as well. It's not as advanced as SportsCollectors.net, but it's pretty good. So you can look up and see who TTMs, who's a real good TTMer. I really think that's important instead of just sending random players. Former players are amazing. So, for instance, I'm going to send 2 cards out to Steve Blass. I'm going to send 3 cards out to Elroy, or back in those days, Elroy Face. So, what you'll need, you need a traditional sized envelope. I would recommend, highly recommend on this traditional envelope, the one that you're going to mail out with the other team, with the person's address on the front, put a return address up here. Whether you write it or put a label, that's fine. And then you need your return envelope, which is a smaller version of this. You can buy these at Walmart real cheap. Get the security kind, you know, the kind you can't really see through very well. You don't have to put your, well, you put your address here, but you don't have to write the athlete's address in the top. In fact, if it was someone who was remotely high profile, I would not recommend doing that. So, you put this little envelope inside the big envelope, along with a nice note. You know, dear Mr. Blass, I really enjoy listening to you. The whole TV crew is amazing, and I would be excited if you had a moment to sign my cards. Thank you. Let's go Bucks. Or, you know, something along these lines. Dear Mr. Face, you played for my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I would be excited if you had a moment to sign my 3 cards. Thank you. Let's go Bucks. Sincerely, you know, whatever your name is. And inside the little one, the little envelope you used to return, put a blank or ruled index card inside of it for protection. So, whoever you're writing to, Steve Blass, your return address up in here. Your small envelope so they can return it. This is your self-addressed stamped envelope. Put stamps on these. Oh my goodness, I could not imagine someone being a jerk and not putting stamps on them. So, for Mr. Blass, I'm going to take the 2 cards, put them inside the small self-addressed stamped envelope here. I'll put the note, the little letter. Don't be too lengthy with the letter. That's just, I don't think they want it. Most of these people really want to read it. But some of the older timers, maybe they did. Maybe they do. Put it inside. Seal it up, send it out. So hopefully I didn't mess anything up there, but that you get the idea. I mean, I've found, you know, some of the little tricks. Putting the cards inside of the self-addressed stamped envelope really helps protect them. Putting an index card inside there really helps protect them as well. So those would be some of the tips that I kind of had to learn the hard way about. Do not put them in top loaders. Do not put them in top loaders. They may end up signing the top loader and not the card. I'm not joking. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. It did happen once when I had sent a photo. Just because you even send a donation doesn't mean that they'll sign the item. They might sign the top loader. So, In fact, in regards to donations, if they do send donations, they will tell you usually on those 2 websites that I told you about. In the case of Elroy Face, I've wrote to him a couple times. If you rewrite to someone, wait about a year, at least a year. Don't be greedy. Don't send a whole bunch of cards. 4 would be my max, and even that's pushing it. I'd have to look and see if they had really high success rates. 3 is pretty much the most I would send. Unless if you're sending with a donation and if it's $5 a card, well, go ahead and send 4 or 5 cards if you're sending $5 per. And if you don't have enough cards, maybe you see, oh, this person signs 3 cards all the time, 4 cards, I only have 1, I'd like to send 2. Well, the autograph card sells really nice generic cards. Sometimes they'll sign, sometimes they'll sign the backs of them instead of the fronts, but you know, there are nice items from the autograph card. For example, this is a bowler. I'm working on a PBA 6. I'm a big bowler. So, you know, it looks really nice. You know, sometimes they'll sign the back instead, but that's the main thing I send are trading cards. So if that's something that you're interested in looking into doing, hopefully that helped you out. So, let's see. No music in the background. That's bad. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say. Those of you that just said, I want it that way, you're awesome. So, if you want to send a baseball to somebody, take that baseball, put it in a generic sandwich bag. That'll help protect it. Write a nice note. Bobby Shantz is a TTM king. I would write that note on a piece of computer paper, blank computer paper. Dear Mr. Shantz, congratulations on your amazing baseball accomplishments. I would be thrilled if you had a moment to sign my baseball with some inscriptions. I included a gold glove ball, blue pen, self-addressed stamped envelope, and a donation for your time. Thank you. So, 2 different size envelopes. It's like 8.5 by 11 roughly, maybe 8.5 by 11. That's your main one. Then you got the smaller return one. It's almost like a 5 by 7, 6 by 9, or 6 by 8, or I don't know what the heck it is. I think they're 6 by 9. So it's about 8.5 by 11 roughly. It's about 6 by 9. So yes, send everything out in the big one. This is your return one. So in the return one, on the return one, you know, you go ahead and fill it out. You can write who it's from. If it's a high-profile person, I'd be hesitant to do that, but just don't write their first name. That takes care of that. So in your big envelope, you can jam this little sucker into it. Throw the ball inside of it. Throw your letter in. I would fold up the letter and put the donation inside of it, so you can put everything inside the big one and you're set. So the reason I wanted to show you how to make a baseball video is this is important. Putting it in a bag. And include a blue pen and make a comment about that on the letter. I think that really improves the chances of them signing in a blue pen. Blue pens are amazing. These Bic blue round sticks usually do a really good job, so hopefully they'll use it. But pay attention to those 2 websites and you'll have high success rates. So I guess that's enough to tell you about how to send a baseball. And if you want to send a magazine or a photo, have I told you lately? Okay, hopefully we had a Rod Stewart fan out there sing it. You fill my heart with gladness and take away all my sadness. And I hope someone just sang, ease my troubles, that's what you do. So we got a document mailer. This is, I don't know what these are. I'm going to guess they're 10 by 13. They're probably a different size than that, but that's just a total guess. And I'm looking at the back of this. This is 10.5 by 15.25. That would be the big envelope. What I do is I take this big envelope. That's what everything is going to go into. You know, up here, that's your address. Here, that's where you're sending it to. Yes. Just thought of something. Stamps. On the baseball. Or a photo. I do 8 stamps for your return envelope. The main one, I take it to the post office and let them do it. But on the return one, that would be this one, 8 stamps. When you're doing a baseball, 8 stamps ought to do it on your return. So, anyway, so this is what I will use to send it out, and this is what I'll use for them to return it. So put your address there. I will circle do not bend, or write do not bend if it's not there. Up in the top corner you can write down their address, their name if you wish. Put that photo or magazine into this strong, sturdy photo document mailer. Put that into here along with your note. And then send it out. If a donation is needed, by all means do the donation. So hopefully that gives you a nice little video on how to do some TTMs. It took me a long time to figure out how to do this the certain ways and do it right. So yeah, when you write your letters, don't make them too lengthy. Don't be ridiculous. Use Sports Collectors Net, Sports Cards Forums. Those are 2 really good websites. One's free, one's $15 a year. It's only $15. There are Facebook groups out there as well dedicated to TTM. So, hope you enjoyed my video. Feel free to give it a like, comment, subscribe. Take care.